Hello and welcome everybody to the ARC Tier 2. It is not recording my screen. That is incredibly upsetting. This is why we can't have nice things. There we go. Hello and welcome everybody to the ARC Tier 2 round 4. 5 round. Hold on. I have the check-in channel here. I can figure this out. Don't you worry about it. Tier 2 check-in. This is taking so long. Round 4 in Austria for Tier 2, if I didn't mention that. Anyways, Games, our previous race winner and current championship leader, continues his lead into Round 4 here at Austria. Last night we wanted to do a Formula 1 IRL roleplay, which involved us delaying and then canceling the race. So that happened. And yeah, so Van, why don't you tell us about this track? Tell us some of the nuances, some of the more tricky parts, and what the viewers should keep their eye on tonight.
Well, for one, it is definitely a short track, so a lot of these times that we'll see in quality should be very similar to what T1 was running. Maybe it's slightly slower, but this track does have the tricky turn 3 up the hill. That's where we'll see a lot of contact and spin, especially during the first few laps there. And the last 2 turns, at least in this game's year, it's much more difficult than before, so we may see a lot of corner cutting penalties in that general area.
Yeah, track limits always an issue on most tracks. All right, well, if you missed what happened last week, we had just a thrilling battle all the way through with lots and lots of safety cars. I believe it was 20 of the 36 laps were spent under safety car, but our last couple of laps were quite intense with MLG God losing it from the lead in the S's and dying, and then Games ending up taking that victory after a pretty flawless drive, you'd have to say. Chewy was also up there with them, so those are going to be the drivers, some of the drivers to keep your eye on. We should have a pretty interesting midfield battle here, as well as possibly another 4-way battle for the lead. But we will see as we ride on board with your games. Fan, why don't you take us through this first lap?
Let's see how he goes. Doesn't invalidate turn 1. It can be very common here. He does have someone right behind him, so you'll have to watch out for that. But coming up to turn 3, this is a tricky part. Let's see how much curb he takes. And he doesn't take a lot of curb, which is going to actually affect his exit here a little bit.
But he does get a lot of rotation. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. This turn right here, you can also take a lot of curb, but it looks like he's playing it more safer for some reason here. Doesn't upshift into 4 on Apex, but it's fine. Say this in front of him, moves out of the way.
It sounds like he's on automatic, the way the gears are like double shifting, like the RPM, so I think he's on auto and traction control. One or the other, if not both.
You could be right. Let's see how he handles his last 2 turns. Pretty good. Will he cut the final turn though? Oh, wow, yep, he does. Exactly what I did last night, and that would have been a 2:03.9, even less or more because he kind of slowed down at the end there. But Eric takes the fastest lap for now.
Just a weather update for everyone. It looks like it will be a dry race all the way through.
Good to know, yeah. Figlin crosses the line with a 1:03.9 to set the provisional pole time. Presumably that can be improved on. Yeah, Chewy behind him with a 1:04.1. Again, the people we saw in the battle for the lead, Nile, just a few hundredths off of Figlin there. Should be interesting. As you said, short track, very few corners, and there goes Mr. Hood taking provisional pole. This is a former Tier 1 driver, for those of you who don't know. But yes, to go back to my point about the safety cars in Mexico, the reason I brought that up is because the safety cars are now on reduced. Van, you were under the impression that that meant no safety cars for the most part, just it being Codemasters. You either have to have too many
Yep.
or none. So we don't know what to expect, really. It's very possible we'll have no safety cars. So yeah.
Or nothing could change, you know.
Or nothing could change, of course. We have Cosmic on the mediums. I can't imagine that's going to work out for him to get him inside the top 10. The mediums just being pretty considerably slower around here.
Yeah, it's something I tried doing last night and didn't really work out too well.
Not much else to say. I mean, this is qualifying in Austria, so you just got to nail 9 corners. It is a pretty tough lap. Cosmic able to break the top 10, but just good enough for P10 with a 105.1. So presumably, with still roughly 7 people not setting a lap, he'll want to go back in and get softs.
Yep.
Sadist completing 2 laps on those soft tires is good enough to get himself up to P5. So we'll see if he can hold on to that or if he can improve with fresher tires, because I do believe his second lap was actually faster. So perhaps he invalidated very early on in the second one. I'm trying to see. J-Games is in the pit. That's another person. Exia found himself, I think, P5 or ended up P2, but was racing race pace around P5, P7. So we should see him up there in the top 10 somewhere, I'd be expecting. So as of now, we have Mr. Hood on provisional pole with a 103.947. Not far behind him is going to be Figlin, Nile, Chewy, Sadist. The top 5 separated by just about a tenth of a second. It's pretty close. 2/10, sorry, excuse me. So, yeah, very close margins, as you would expect from Austria. But
Yep.
Exciting nonetheless. J-Games is on his outlap, so I say we ride on board with him. Van, if you want to take us through this lap part 2, where hopefully he doesn't invalidate, because I believe if he's able to finish a lap, he should be somewhere pretty high up in the top 10, possibly challenging for pole.
Yeah, and you know, it says for me that he's done already at 1 lap on those set of softs, so I wonder if that's a mistake, and he might actually go into the pits because of that.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Let's see, though, maybe he'll do one.
He does have 10 minutes, and it only takes about 2 minutes, so we'll see. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go
Yep.
for it.
Let's see what he can do. Our championship leader here, starting his hot lap. So yeah, again, he's not taking a lot of curve there to set himself up for the turn. I don't think he'll do the same coming up to here like we saw last time. But he still did a really good lap, even without that. So let's see, good exit again.
Ken Miles, wow, 5/10 ahead of the
Yeah.
field. Impressive
That's a
lap from
really good
him.
lap.
Yeah.
I think J-Games might be very close to that, basing off his last lap here, but let's see how he comes to the final last 2 turns.
I don't know why he is trying to cut that so much. I really don't think it's that necessary for a good lap, but still about 2/10 off or 2/10 off pole, but does find himself P2.
I think if J-Games was to use all the track coming into turn 1 and turn 3 and turn 4, he would be able to find enough to get pole here, because he's already having a good lap about that.
We have Chewy in P7 here, just about to finish a hot lap, so we'll see where he is able to place himself as he goes through the final corner now. That's about the line you want to take. They're able to use that. Opening up his rear wing, comes across the line, and stays P7, does not improve.
Here's something shocking. Exia on the mediums, he's in P9, but those mediums are 3 laps old, and that's not ideal at all.
No, it is not. That completely defeats the purpose of using those mediums. So maybe he's just getting some practice rogue style, and then he'll go in and set a lap on the hard or on the softs at the end. Sadist here, P8, is on a hot lap. We have a yellow flag in sector 3, but Van, do you want to take us? Oh, and Sadist spins. Gonna spin at the exit of turn 3 up the hill, facing the wrong
Oh, he's
direction. Gonna put it
backwards.
in reverse. Yeah, this is. I think he's gonna find. He's gonna get himself DQ'd.
Yeah.
You just got so many
Hopefully-
cars.
He should be good. Oh no! Now he's gonna get DQ'd. Oh, he should have just
Yeah,
done it
you
after.
can't be doing that. That is. All right, there we go. Well, he managed to not get DQ'd.
Luckily.
Oh boy. Well, this is one of. That was an unfortunate thing to watch there. Yeah, that's yeah, that was painful. But yeah, why don't we ride on board? Most people are just on their outlaps here. Cosmic just crossed the line to go P12 from P15, so a 3-place improvement. G-Game's finally putting on a fresh set of tires, but we have Mr. Hood here through the 3rd sector on his outlap, about to start his flying lap. We'll ride on board with him as he tries to fight for pole position, but he is about 4/10 off. So through the final corner we go. Really important to set up, I mean, your exit you carry all the way down the straight, all the way into turn 1. Probably the most important turn on the track is right here. Takes a nice, hits that curb there, able to correct it a little bit, but that's obviously going to cost him some time there, being off the throttle and having to correct. Still looks in decent shape if he can nail the rest of the lap. I don't know why he was running out wide like that. Braking into turn 3 here, uses a lot of curb and is able to get the car controlled and settled. If he's really using no assist, that was pretty impressive because his car was very, very stable. You can use the curbing on the left here, but he doesn't. You don't want to just put your tire, you want to put the middle of your car on there. Uses a lot of that inside curve. He's going to run out wide here. Wants to hug this right side as tight as he can, but he's not going to be doing that. He does go off on that right side. Now, too much of the inside left curve is going to spit him out there. I'm not sure if that invalidated him. It did not, so that's nice. But this is going to invalidate. No.
Yeah, he's up on his time right now, so I think he's going to go into pits. Figlin, though, I think he's down on his time. He needs to have a really good exit. He's in front of Hood here, and he might get the position. He does not.
Hood is going to finish his lap, though.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, did not improve.
With 6 minutes left. That's a good turn 1 by Hood now. He'll have a chance to redeem himself here. And is that car off?
Yeah, that's a car
It
off.
is.
Oh, wow.
It's a dude from Mexico.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a car crash there. Just went straight into a wall on a straight. Yeah, Hood here definitely going for another run. You can see here as his energy is pretty low. Yeah, gets a bit of understeer, and that's probably should call it quits here and go into the pits so that he can use that fresh set of tires at the end. But we'll see. Takes a little bit of a better line through there, but not quite as tight as you'd want. Gets good turn in there, but has to make a mid-corner correction, which is going to cost him a little bit of time using that outside curbing. Now running in here, I'm not sure if he's going to go into the pits. It looks like he's going to try to finish this lap. Again, just putting one tire on the curb is actually going to hurt your downforce and grip, and it's not worth it. You want to put the middle of your car under it, or don't bother doing it. But opens up the DRS and crosses the line to improve by about a tenth, I think. Yeah, by about a tenth, but not
we
much.
didn't see it, but Mal's in second now.
What a stud. And he is going into the pit, so he'll be able to, yeah. Interesting.
Exia, he's on the softs now. Let's see if he can push himself into that top 5 spot.
We also have Games looking like he is going to do another hot lap on these tires. Going up into turn 3 here. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's on a hot lap. Yeah, that was a very good exit from turn 3, opening up the DRS just a little bit late, but that's okay. Running down into turn 4, as you said, most of these Tier 2 drivers not using the curb as much as they could, which really does, in a track where you only have 9 corners, really maximizing the hundredths and tenths is probably more important here than most tracks, because it is so close and the margins are so tight. But he gets a really nice line through there. I was never able to make, Van, maybe it was the setup, but I was never able to make that corner quite as tight as he took it with as much speed. We'll see. Using a little bit of the curbing there, this looks pretty solid to me.
Let's see where he ends up.
Pole position for now. Provisional pole with a 103.3. Yeah, that looked like a good lap.
Yeah, Exia, he invalidated. That would have been enough for him to push up to 7th. 3 minutes left, though. If he doesn't get into pits, he's going to start on those mediums because he's still on 9th. Needs
That's
to hurry up.
unfortunate. We also have one thing of note, yeah, with James is that he now has 2 laps on those tires.
Yeah.
Tire wear not a huge factor here, but you know it's better to not have that wear. Atmosphere from 19th up to 9th, so pretty good lap from him. Able to get himself up into the top 10 for now. We have Quan, Spider, and Morgs all on out laps behind Exia, so even if he can't make it to the pits, presumably one of them would be able to push him out because they're so close, Quan being just 200ths off of him.
Ooh, and the sun is now shining in turn 1. It's a very quick transition from overcast. I think it's very likely we'll see Exia drop from P10. I don't know if he has enough time to exit the pits, though, and do a soft run. 2 minutes remain. He has to leave now.
Yeah, he should be fine. Riding on board with Spider here through the final sector on his hot lap. Can he take Exia out of the top 10? Looks like it's been a pretty decent lap from him so far, but I'm not sure. A little bit of dirty air from Eric there is going to hurt him a bit. Oh, that felt weird. And someone else is out. Juan retires from the session. Looks like on track. He let his AI do it.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, that's not what we love to see here. But what can you do?
Atmosphere is in a little bit of trouble, though. 3-lap old softs that he's running.
Yeah. Yep, not a good position for him. Exia leaving the pits with 121. He should be fine, actually. He'll be cutting it close, but he should be good.
Both Aston Martin's also coming out. Babu hasn't set a lap yet. Hopefully we'll see one from him.
Yeah, so we'll have Hood crossing the line, probably the earliest of these guys, and we'll see what he can do. James is going out. Yeah, we'll see if he can make it to the line in time. It's going to be close. All right, Mr. Hood in the 3rd sector. Let's ride on board. Van, do you want to take us through his final flying lap to see if he can challenge for pole or maybe get himself into the top 3?
Yeah, let's see what he can do. I think he can definitely find a couple temps here, especially the track evolution taking its place now. Let's go. Let's see what he can do. Oh, that's probably gonna...
And it's not invalid.
I think it's only not invalid because he slowed down a bit, I think. I think he's a little bit up on its side. He could still find attempts if he really sends it, though, in the corner.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you've got nothing to lose, so you might as well just absolutely send it and see what can happen. I think.
Right on T1, dying.
Ooh.
Into the wall.
Oh, yeah, on that inside wall. Hood goes into the grass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just like Terry from last night.
Yeah. Atmosphere is out of the session as well. This is a messy end to quali. Let's ride on board here with all the top 5 are on laps right now. With
it's gonna be hard. Everyone's on a lap right now.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough to figure out who to watch here.
We can go with
Figlin.
Figlin will be the...
He's up on his time right now.
Yeah, this will be the first to cross the line here, going into the final 2 turns, down to 7th. Exia up to P4, finishing his lap. Yep. An impressive lap from him. Looks like Figlin might have... Oh, too much curb. Yep,
and that's invalid.
Yeah. Well, you can't be doing that.
Yeah, because his car could be blocking someone.
Yeah.
I don't think it will. Babu, though, P4.
Yeah, up to P4. So someone should definitely probably report that. And then Niall throws away his lap, cutting the corner there. So he invalidates.
Very odd line into the pits.
Well, that's yeah. So
that's quality, I think. I mean, Cosmic the last to cross the line here, and yeah, he's all the way
Yeah, so J Games came into this race as the championship leader, and as far as quali is concerned, he's going to maintain that position, getting pole position by just about a tenth from Ken Miles, and a few tenths back to Niall, Babu, Exia, Mr. Hood, Chewy, Figlin, Rad, and Sadist round out the top 10. All in all, a pretty entertaining qualifying, but all we really care about is the race. Thank you, Tom, Spider, and Sadist for not retiring. We appreciate this minute of silence. There we go. All right, so Van, predictions. Who do you think is going to win this race?
I think J Games probably. He has the most speed, obviously. I mean,
Yeah.
Ken Miles, of course, he's right behind him as well. I mean, we could see a good performance from Niall.
Also, we saw
I think sometimes.
Tom
Oh yeah.
he did not take part in qualifying, but last week in Mexico he was far and away the fastest, but he threw it away on his own mistakes.
You're right.
But pace-wise, it's not that hard to overtake in Austria. I mean, there's a bit of a DRS train, but if you're faster, you can get past. So I think we'll see him cutting his way through the field if he is, in fact, able to race. I'm not sure if it's going to glitch. But, yeah, if he is able to race, I think we'll see Tom maybe find himself up on the podium, but it'll be quite a drive.
I'm going to be interested in seeing if Babu can actually finish this race. He's had some very bad luck lately. In Canada, he got 2 drive-throughs and 1 safety car flat. And I believe he DNF'd in both races. Nope, he DNF'd in Brazil and didn't show up in Mexico. But he qualified in a good spot here. Let's see how he can do.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a good race, hopefully. I mean, it's Austria. Austria rarely disappoints. Anyways, yeah. Obviously, the optimal strategy here is medium soft. Extends your safety car window and is a bit faster being on those softs when they're at low fuel. So optimally, if you're outside the top 10, you're going to want to go onto the mediums. You don't want to touch the hards, even if you pit lap 1. We were discussing this last night. It's probably better to just do soft or soft medium.
You couldn't even finish the race on hards by pitting lap 1, so...
I mean, you could probably extend it, but you're going to be so slow anyways, it's not worth it, no matter what. You'll definitely lose 20 or whatever seconds. So, yeah. Should be in for a good race here tonight, and... It's taking quite a while. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, we don't even see the names, right?
Yeah, we don't see the names. The session starting thing already finished, so presumably something with Tom joining has broken the lobby just because he joined at the last second. There we go.
There we go.
All right, perfect. And Tom is able to be in his car, which is good. So let's go ahead and take a look at the tires. P11 to P20 is all mediums except for Eric in 16th. Not sure why. The formation lap also hasn't started yet. Oh, yeah, Tom is glitching, and he is... his AI almost drove off. I think Tom needs to leave. Would be my guess.
Oh, okay.
We're bringing this back from 2020 and 2019.
Yep.
Oh, he's reversing.
His car is now... For me, his car is going up the grid.
Oh, now he's stopped behind P16 for me.
He's about to pass everyone now. Okay, now what?
There we go. He left. So hopefully.
But his car's still there.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah. Same here.
It's in the middle of
the formation lap. Oh my God. Okay, no, the formation lap did start though, so we're good. We're good. Yeah, there we go. Now Tom's car is gonna take P20. All right, good. So the formation lap is underway. Everybody needs to get their tires and brakes warm. That is actually going to be super crucial for Austria, especially as you have you have the long straights, but you have such a short run to turn 1, and being able to brake late and really hold your line confidently, especially if you're on the inside, is a huge advantage. So the drivers are going to want to make sure that they get those warm, and then of course always having your rear tires warm is going to help you get better traction, be able to get the power down quicker. It's just pretty straightforward. Way to get more speed is to have warmer tires, obviously to some extent, but it's pretty hard to overheat on the formation lap unless you're especially here at Austria. But yeah, brake temps always being an issue with these long straights. If you're not applying the brakes and you're going slowly, they're going to have lots of time to cool off, especially on the way to the grid. So really making sure that you do some heavy braking before the end of it. But your game's already in the, yeah, they really just flew. So their tires and brakes are going to be quite cold, especially against Niall, and more specifically Babu, who, as he has a right to do for the most part, is taking his time. So Tom has left the session, but his car is there. I think he just needs to wait, and then he can take control. So I don't think we're going to be restarting the lobby. There's no need for it, especially with him joining late because he was late. Yeah, so we'll see. Games now taking his grid slot as the final car is just now approaching the final corner. So we shall see what happens here. Riding on board with Dude from Mexico, who is the de facto last car on the train because Tom's AI is doing its own thing. But here we go. The lights are about to be on, and round 4 of Tier 2 ARC is about to be underway. Let's see what we got here. The green flags are being waved, and the first light is on. It is 5 lights on here at Apollo Racing Club for Tier 2 in Austria. It is lights out, but we are not underway yet because Codemasters is the greatest developer that's ever lived.
We're still waiting.
We're still waiting. Have to assume this has to do with Tom.
I am checking the chat. No one's saying anything yet.
Patience. We got our predicted pit stop strategy, courtesy of AWS. Thank you. Yeah, I think Tom needs to leave because his car's not in the grid slot. Peach's car's doing a little boogie woogie in front of us. We apologize for this. I don't really know what to say here as far as filling the dead air.
Oh, are they starting? Their cars are...
I don't know. I hear the right... And there we go, and it's lights out and away we go. And Jagame's getting a terrible start. Ken Miles up the inside. Niall probably going to take the inside here on him, and Babushka on the inside of him, making it 3 wide. Babushka cutting the corner pretty substantially. Jagame's going far off the track, and Ken Miles losing it out of turn 1. That's going to give Jagame's a good run on him, but Niall looks like he's got the best run on both of them. Yeah, Figlin going to take a 5-second penalty there. Rad getting pushed off the track. Up into turn 1, we have Ken Miles on the inside, or turn 3, Ken Miles on the inside. Jagame's on the outside, trying to take that line. Does get the power down a little bit better. Yeah, that looks like a virtual safety car.
Also, one of our drivers is on the grid slot, and they have not moved in this
It's going to be Figland, I believe. Oh, no, that's Dude from Mexico.
Dude from Mexico. Is his car...
He'll be
Ghosting's off, right?
Yeah, ghosting is off.
Oh, God.
People are getting penalties for ignoring yellow flags. Dude from Mexico will... Yeah, there we go. We got going now.
How did he not get disqualified?
Yeah,
Virtual safety car here.
It's fine. Looks like it's about to end. Yeah, so Jagame's able to hold the lead, but probably not the cleanest first lap from him. Ken losing it on the exit of turn 1 and turn 3, compromising Niall and Babushka respectively on those. Niall having a good run into turn 3, but not able to make anything from it as we cross the line here. Them all slowing down to keep their deltas.
Jeez. Juan and be more. Yeah, it's still this is the longest virtual safety car I've seen.
Oh, boy.
You know, this is the feature of being on reduced, you know. It doesn't bring out the full safety car.
Yeah, it just does. Oh, and we're underway. Exia getting past Chewy, and now looking on the inside of Mr. Hood, him having a great restart down the inside into turn 3, able to make it work a little bit there. Not able to get the power down as well. Chewy certainly not able to get the power, and Niall past Ken Miles. Ken Miles struggling. Babu's going to go down the inside of him into turn 4. Under braking, Ken able to hold it around the outside just a little bit, but Babu with that inside line is able to just show him who's boss a little bit there, and is going to take that. So Ken Miles down from P2 to P4 on the restart of that VSC. Not a good restart from him, but a good restart from Exia, jumping Chewy and almost able to jump Hood. So we will see what happens going forward. We've got Niall just about a second off of Jagames, but still within DRS, but it's going to be one more lap. I think Ken all over the back of Babushka, pushing him through these final corners, even with that dirty air. Here we go onto the pit straight. Ken Miles looking to get this move done probably as soon as possible, especially with DRS being enabled this lap. looks for that inside line to get a little bit of clean air, maybe psych out Babu, who cuts the corner. That's definitely going to be a penalty, but Ken having to correct some oversteer there, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Hood right behind him as well. This is looking interesting.
Definitely, and DRS is finally enabled here, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, Ken really struggling on the exits there. You can watch him correct another moment of oversteer on the exit of that corner as he did the first lap in turn 1 and 3. Hood on the outside here. Ken Miles with the better line, but Hood maybe trying it around the outside later on the brakes as Juan Seria is out of this race from 20th position. Yeah, Ken Miles able to keep the position by defending to the inside, defended early, and made sure that he held his line. That was good defending from him to keep the faster Hood at bay for the time being with that DRS. Now he needs to make up the ground on Babushka and get past him. Obviously, we have this this yellow flag for something. That's going to be, yeah, for that Mercedes. Yeah. Anyways.
A little update. Tom and Dude from Mexico cannot take control of their cars.
Oh, no. Anyway, well, oh, wait. Dude from Mexico was here on time, though, so we might have to restart. Babushka picks up a 3-second penalty already. Mr. Hood down the inside of Ken Miles, and he's going to have the slipstream of Babu. He might try a move on the inside of him. Babu with a really late move makes Hood lift off, and Ken Miles is going to get past both of them. Hood around the outside. Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's the news.
Yeah, well, okay. We will be back shortly. We apologize for the inconvenience.